Hello and welcome to my May Smart Trading Monthly newsletter update. The Aussie market has struggled with the 6,000 level and is currently having a pullback. I have very much enjoyed the ride back up and I have had a few of my stops hit now the market is pulling back with my daily swing trading system. So watch on to find out more. But before we get started, I just need to remind you that I'm not licensed to provide any personal investment advice. This video and all the charts and trades I share are for illustrative purposes only, and I'm just showing you how I view the current market and sharing this with you. So let's head on over to Metastock and check out the charts and what's been happening. So here's the ASX 200. Now the ASX 200 was heading up very nicely to the 6,000 level, which it hasn't been beyond for some time, and it even tested it back in early 2015. So it's come up close to it again, but has fallen away and has started to make some lower lows on the daily chart. Now, I wouldn't say it's unhealthy. If we go to the weekly chart, it's still in a healthy rising up trend, and it just looks like the market's having a pullback right now. But it wouldn't be nice to eventually see it push above this 6,000 level, which, as I mentioned in my last video, it hasn't been beyond since 2007, back here. And we've got a lot of world markets out there in blue sky territory, so it would be fantastic to see the Aussie also follow on with those world markets. But of course, anything can happen, and I never predict. I just follow the signals that come up in my trading system and my scans, and follow my trading plan rules and my money management strategies. We have no control over the market, and that's the only control I have, is how I manage my risk in the market. And I can't stress enough how important that is. And I have a very strong focus on that in all my courses, especially my Ultimate Smart Trading Mentor course. So right now, with this pullback the market has, I've had a few of my stop losses hit that I've shared with you in my last newsletter. So we'll check them out in a moment. Now the US markets have continued to hold up near their highs. So they're building up some short-term resistance around this level, but they are in blue sky territory. So it's just the current level here that it's building up. So just around the 2400 level, just above that. So it'll be interesting to see whether it pushes through and goes to new highs as well, or it's just going to take a breather for a little bit. So one of the shares I traded with you last newsletter was this one. This is A2 Milk. Now I had entered into this trade with both my weekly system and my daily system. So just to remind you, I have two trading systems I predominantly trade. One's a long-term weekly system that focuses on holding shares anywhere from a few months to a few years, and I want to be in those shares for as long as that trend lasts for, as long as that share continues to be healthy. Then I have my medium-term daily system, and that focuses on taking out a swing trade, and I trade that system with CFDs. And I can hold positions anywhere from a few days to a few weeks, and this system trades both long and short in direction. So as I shared with you last newsletter, I've had a swing trade running on this one, where I bought into this share when it came up in my daily system scan, when I ran the scan that day and it met all my trading rules, and I entered into it. I also entered into it a couple of days later because it came up into my weekly long-term scan and I was alerted to it. So I can have a long-term weekly system running on a trade, but I can be in and out of it with swing trades as well. So right now that weekly long-term trade is still open and running, and that stop loss is not hit. So I still continue to hold a trade with the long-term system. But my swing trade has had its stop loss hit. So it moved into blue sky territory here, moved up beautifully, and my stop loss continued to move up, and then my stop loss was simply taken out when it hit it on the 16th of May. So I held that daily swing trade for 56 days. It was a 22% return on the total trade size. So if that was a share trade, that would be your return. Now, as it was a CFD trade with a 10% margin outlay, that equated to 221% return on the margin amount. And it was a 2R multiple win. If you follow R multiples, you'll understand what that means. So I made double my risk size on that trade. So as for the weekly trade, that weekly trade is still running. and the stop loss is far enough away that it hasn't been hit, and I have a much wider stop loss to allow for pullbacks and keep me in those healthy shares for the longer term, which is what the goal of that system is. So I could be in this share for another year if it continues to be healthy, but with my daily swing trading system, I won't be. So moving on to the next trade. This trade is Mesoblast, and as I shared with you in my last video, I entered into this on the 14th of February when it came up in my scan, and I then exited half when it hit near the $3 resistance and started to fall away. I sold half of that trade and took some windfall profits. It managed to push through and push higher, and I tightened my stop loss up to just under the round number of $3, and I was taken out of that trade on the 4th of May when it broke through $3 and had that really strong black candle and has since fallen back. So the goal of my stop loss is to help capitalize on the trades as they move my way, because I don't want to still be in that trade now. So the trailing stop loss has taken me out. I followed my trading plan rules and I held that trade for 79 days. Now, if that was a share trade, that would be a 78% return. It was a CFD margin trade with a 7.5% outlay, so it worked out to be over 1,000% return. Now, that was a 5.38 R multiple win. So I made more than 5 times my risk size on that trade. And this trade will be one of my really big winners out of my daily swing trading system. And I want to get onto a few of those really big winners over the financial year. I will have some 1R losses with my losing trades and some small losses and some small profits, which I'll break even on. And it will be these big winning trades that make me successful in the markets. So right now, with my stop losses being hit on some beautiful trades that I had running, I've opened up into some new trades and also some short trades as well. So let me share with you 2 of my new trades. Here's a share that I just entered into yesterday. It is a healthy share. It has previously been healthy and then it broke down and then it started to become healthy again. So I bought back into this one with a swing trade. It's had a rise into blue sky territory. It's had a beautiful pullback and it's now bouncing up. It came up into my scan, and so I've entered into this share because it's that nice healthy share and I'm looking at taking a swing trade on this share. So that share is a new long trade that I've entered into with my swing trading system. I've also bought into some short trades because I've had some short trades come up in my scans as well. And if I'm getting strong short signals, I will also take them. This is a share that's been struggling to break this level here. It's built up some resistance where it's touched, near touched, tried to break through over here and then failed. It's pulled back, but it's also broken this short-term uptrend line. And it is in a bit of a channel at the moment where it has built up some support at this level here, near $18. So it came up in my scan, really strong selling happening this day with really strong volumes supporting that. I liked what I saw, met my trading rules, had also broken the round number of $20. So I just took a short position on this one. And I've got my trailing stop loss sitting above the trade just here from the day I entered into it. So it's moved a little bit lower since my entry, and so has my trailing stop loss moved a little bit my way. Of course, I have no idea what's going to happen. If it rebounds and hits my stop, I'm simply out of the trade. If it continues to fall and gets back down to this level, I'll be keeping my eye on it. And if there's any signs of a bounce, I will take some action on it. If it breaks through, then I will continue just to trail that stop and there'll be no action that I need to take. And we'll just see what happens with my trailing stop loss. And with my stop losses, I edit them online with my brokers on a daily basis. So they're always active in the market all the time. And I don't have to do anything. I will automatically be sold out if the share crosses that price point. And that can happen any time of the day while the market's open. So that's an update on some trades that I shared with you in my last newsletter that I've now been stopped out of, and a couple of new trades I also have open. And of course, I've got no idea what the market's going to do. I just follow my signals and follow my trading plan rules. And when I talk about a trading plan, I can't stress enough how important it is to put that time and effort into writing a trading plan. So if you don't have one, the best place to start would be my book, Smart Trading Plans. It's a step-by-step guide into developing a trading plan, and it comes with free book bonuses where you can go to my website, you download the trading plan template after you bought this book following the instructions, and you complete that trading plan as you work through the book. And if you want some more help, then I've got more courses online. I've got a Charting 101 beginners course. I've got a Maximising Metastock course. I've got an Ultimate Smart Trading Mentor course where I share everything I do in the stock market with you. And don't forget to check out my free special report and get the top 10 mistakes that new traders make. And maybe I can help you so that you don't have to make these mistakes. Or maybe you've already made the mistakes, but have you learnt the lessons yet that you needed to learn so you don't make them again? And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. Our contact details are in the Contact Us area of my website. Goodbye for now.